no! 4 sets of B&B owners fighting to come out on top
I think you're being bitter.
as they check into each other's places
Ooh.
This is my cup of tea.
and suss out one another.
That was, I think, one below the belt, quite frankly, Richard.
Today there's exciting discoveries
What's up? What's going on now?
I got you, boy!
and alarming allergies.
I'm suffering quite a bit with my breathing again.
Oh, God, everything is such a drama with Sharon.
As they battle
I haven't got a runny egg.
to be named best value for money.
I personally would have walked out of that hotel.
The final visit this week is to the Elvedon Inn in Suffolk, where manager Richard Lawson tries to play it cool.
I'm kind of laid back. I'm easygoing. Always got a smile. Dimples.
He's joined in the competition by his happy-go-tidy head of housekeeping, Kerry Alcock.
I like to think that I get on with everyone, even the grumpy ones. They would still go out with a smile on their face.
They certainly do. Yeah.
As well as 4 pet-friendly rooms costing up to £125 a night, the B&B also boasts some impeccable connections.
The Elvedon Inn is part of the Elvedon Estate, which is the private estate of Lord Iver. Lord Iver's family is the Guinness family, and it's something that we're very proud of.
So it's just as well the first guests are expecting greatness.
Let's hope that Richard's place is immaculate and of a really high standard and spec.
Sharon Parker owns the Victorian-themed Victorian Villa in Hampton Hill, Middlesex. And her travelling companion this week is friend Christine Newey.
Hello, Kerry. How are you?
When they hosted, Richard gave her B&B grave reviews,
It feels a little bit like a funeral parlour to me.
which left Sharon down in the dumps.
I'm shocked.
On the next visit, Sharon got some stuff off her chest.
I think criticism is great if it's constructive. I personally feel that Richard has completely slated my B&B.
But today, sidekick Chrissy isn't bearing a grudge.
I'd like to be able to keep in contact with them all because I feel we've got this bond built between us.
Really? You want to keep in contact with Richard?
Well,
Well, what are you talking about then?
yeah, I mean, I might do. Might do.
Well,
I might
you're
like
stabbing me in the back now, are you?
And Richard is hoping they can start afresh.
Sharon and I, we both had time to chill out. I have no worries at all. I'm going to welcome her with open arms, and I hope we're back to hug level.
It's more like a hotel than a
It's huge, isn't it? Yeah.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Hello, Kerry.
Hi, Chrissy.
Thank you.
This room normally sells for £125, including a full country breakfast.
Thank you. Beautiful.
It reminds me of being in sort of a big chain hotel.
While Sharon gets down to business, the next guests are dreaming big.
Could you imagine if it was a big stately home, you could see Sharon's face drop?
Especially if he met her at the door with a big top hat and tails. Welcome to the Edwardian Villa.
These cheeky chaps are Russell Theron and Chris Burkett from the Flying Bull in Hampshire.
Hello, I'm Russell. Welcome to the Flying Ball.
When they hosted first this week, Richard kept them guessing.
So, Richard, is it your own business or do you work for someone else?
It's not my own business. But do you know what? I'm going to actually leave it there.
But now all can be revealed.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the real Richard and Kerry because I think they've put on this veneer to protect what their B&B is all about.
Right, so here we are.
Fantastic.
Elvedon Inn. Hello,
Hi,
so the
Chris.
mystery's over.
Hi, Kerry. How are you, darling?
Here we are, gentlemen. This room is £105 per night. Have a great stay.
Very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
Richard.
much.
See you
Thank
later, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thank you.
Wonder if you've got any credit on the card. It's right at the bar, preloaded with credit.
Loaded with credit.
As the boys get ready to flash the plastic room key, the final guests are wondering if they'll strike gold.
Richard's gonna have a 5-star country house hotel.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to be more a budget place?
Nah, it's not the location.
Faisal Malik runs the Aya Villa Guest House in Cambridge with help from cousin Wak Salim. And when they hosted last time,
Hiya, how are you? You're right.
Yeah, good to see you.
Richard and Kerry found the devil in the detail.
It's clean apart from this vent up here.
It's a really easy, people miss the
I know,
vent, so.
I know.
Very good, pretty much 100% clean.
And then to give an 80%.
Yeah, it doesn't work out, does it?
Coming for you, Richard.
Yeah, he did clearly, by his feedback, have a good look through the room, so we'll be returning the favour.
There will be things which they've missed, which you're pretty good at finding.
Hi, Wack, how are you?
You're right,
Good to see you.
Good, Kerry, good.
Nice to see you again.
How are you? You're right.
Good.
Faz, this is your room this evening.
Oh, nice.
Lovely to have you here. See you soon, all right?
Competition just began.
With the hosts out of the way, the guests see if the Elvedon will lord it over the others.
Big problem with the traffic. It's a very busy road there. I can't sleep with traffic like that.
When you go down to the woods today...
Collecting strawberries or something.
It's nice to have the sofa.
Hoovered or not?
It's not. There's a couple of bits and pieces there.
I wonder what the basket's for. That for your dog? Do you think they have animals in here?
It doesn't smell clean.
This is the bathroom. Ooh!
Very nice, a bit compact.
Shaving in the sink would be quite difficult because it is really diddy.
There's cobwebs on the ceiling. Disappointed, actually.
Wow. What is that? Is that dirt?
I got you! I got you, boy! Sorry. I got you.
Look at all this grout, look. It feels a bit like a building site.
That's the one.
So, after a thorough investigation, Sharon's got a hit on the big screen.
Move over to the left. Ooh, a smashed shower. That's dangerous.
Wack's not enjoying the fruits of his labours. And Chris and Russell are getting tech savvy.
That's clever, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't that clever? Do you want to have a go?
I want to try on another door, see if it gets in.
The huge Elvedon estate is set in 22,000 acres of land, and Richard is keeping his guests on home turf as he cooks up an afternoon for them all to relish.
Well, welcome. This afternoon's activities, my friends, is making your own homemade chutney.
I was quite excited. Cookery, one of my fortes.
My heart sank in my lap.
And my heart sank as well, because I know what a terrible cook she is.
This is the famous Elvedon, so I'd like you all to have a little taste so you know what you're aiming at.
And since the estate sells over 50,000 jars a year, it's not just the preserve of the elite.
Tastes a bit like caramelised onion.
That is really nice.
For Sharon, it's yet another Elvedon product she's unsure about.
It's okay.
I don't think she really liked it, did she?
Tasting over, it's time for the B&Bers to take over the kitchen.
Jab, can we have a pop, please? Big one, big
As the group split into two teams,
Here is one I made earlier.
Sharon and Richard find themselves having to work together.
Sorry, I just got to stir this. Hang on.
She instantly took control.
Yeah.
There was no second thoughts about that. It was, I'm in with the pans, here's a spatula, pass it over.
I just want to get it kind of just want to get it cooked a little bit, you know?
Sharon, I just think she might like to be in charge. Richard! Richard!
I seem to be in charge of actually cooking everything.
We were the
And
tasters.
you were the tasters, that's right.
Hey?
And getting all fired up, the boys put Sharon in a pickle.
We've turned it off. He's turned the heat off.
I did actually switch their cooker off at one point.
It was a very noble act you did.
Yes.
You know, you stopped their food from overcooking.
Yeah,
and
it was burning.
With the condiments complete, Richard reveals the mystery judge with superior taste.
You're part of the Elvedon estate now. It is a massive estate, and it's owned by the Ivor family. And our guest this afternoon is the gentleman who is the head of that family. So it's a pleasure for us, and I'd like you to make him welcome, Lord Ivor.
Hello. Hello. Lovely to see you. Oh, I really look forward to the tasting.
I think they were surprised when Lord Iver came in. I don't think they expected that.
Quite sweet. It's got an aftertaste of sweetness.
Jar number 2.
I was quite excited. Love a bit of competition. It's good fun, isn't it?
I will have to disappoint half of you and suggest that this one is the winner.
I think he must have brushed his teeth just before he came to do the testing. We should have won.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Period.
We absolutely fell in love with Lord Iver.
For, you know, a group of 4 people that have had a funny couple of days, we actually make champion chutney. Whatever else happens, we can say that now, can't we?
Even if Richard wants to be chutney chums with Sharon, she still thinks he's jarring.
Today was fun, but of course it doesn't make up for the B&B and how we feel about the room.
The final visit of the week is to the Elvedon Inn in Suffolk, where there's something getting up Sharon's nose.
I'm suffering quite a bit with my breathing again.
Sinuses.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's because there's pets or something that come in the rooms.
And since host Richard has been a man of mystery so far, one guest wants to press him for information.
I've got a lot of questions for him at dinner.
Yeah.
But I reckon we've all got the same questions.
I'm starving.
So when Richard and Kerry have their guests settled for dinner at the in-house restaurant, Faz dives in.
Richard, are you ready for your grilling?
Kind of expecting it.
Do you want me to go stand behind him?
I want to know your history, how you came into this.
A friend of a friend of a friend was working on one of the big ships. I went on for 2 weeks and I came off 6 years later. And in that time, I worked as a compere to radio presenter to DJ to entertainment officer to various bits and pieces.
We thought Richard was a bit of a game player. He was very secretive, didn't give a lot away, you know, and it's been really nice to get to know the real Richard tonight.
And with the floodgates finally open, Richard's pouring forth.
That then led to me into the holiday park world. That led to managing hotels.
He did answer very comprehensively.
War and peace, war and peace.
Next, Sharon wants to sniff out the inn's approach to four-legged guests.
Do you allow pets in the rooms?
All rooms are pet friendly.
Right.
And the whole place is pet friendly.
Did you ever have any problem with sort of people with allergies and things like that, you know. No.
She was making this pretend snivel. Oh, God, everything is such a drama with Sharon.
I'm really finding it hard to breathe at the minute, and I think, and I've got that as I've got older, even my own cat, I'm starting to get allergic to now, so...
We don't get that many pets staying, to be fair, do we? We don't get that many.
But at least there's some temporary relief from Sharon's adverse reaction to Richard.
Richard has been a little more friendlier today. I think that's because he's under pressure and we're all watching his B&B.
I don't think Sharon and I would ever agree on everything, but I hope we're at the stage where we can politely respect each other.
So, after agreeing to disagree, the guests retire to their rooms where the boys find the shower a flop.
This is my great big power shower, but there was not much power to it.
Was a bit like a disappointment in the bedroom. It looked great, but was a bit limp.
Good night, then.
Good night, then. Don't let the bugs bite.
It's morning at the Elvedon Inn and Richard's flying solo.
Kerry this morning, unfortunately, is not feeling so well, so she's taking a break for breakfast, but hopefully will join us later on with a bit of luck.
Upstairs, it seems it's been a stuffy night for Sharon.
You can hear I can't really breathe properly, so I'm struggling.
But Chris and Russell have a different diagnosis.
I think that maybe Sharon's got a predetermined idea that she's not going to like Richard's B&B.
I think secretly Sharon is a bit envious because probably so shocked that this is actually quite grand and got history to it, and I'm sure she was secretly very disappointed.
This looks nice. What a lovely
The guests make their way into breakfast, where there's both a continental buffet and full English on offer, with show tunes on the side.
Good morning. Good morning.
But it's not just congestion of the nasal type that's kept Sharon up in the night.
Did you all sleep well?
I had a little problem with all the traffic and everything. There's a lot of traffic on this road, isn't it?
The A11 is a busy road.
It's quite a dangerous road, actually, anyway, isn't it?
It's the same as every other road. It has its ups and it has its downs.
Slept like a log. Didn't hear a thing. Didn't hear a thing. It was wonderful, really comfy.
I thought she was doing a survey for the council, and whether to put some traffic calming measures in. That's what it sounded like. It was going on and on and on.
Sharon, I would have hoped this morning that she would be light and fun. She just seemed to be, a challenge.
Changing the subject, Richard takes the orders.
2 fried eggs and we got toast and beans, I think. That'll be good. That's it, yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to have a full English, I think. So I have 1 slice of bacon, 1 sausage, fried egg.
Fried egg? Just the
Sunny
one?
side up, just 1.
Absolutely no problem at all. Right, breakfast order, my friends. I'm quite calm at the moment, to be fair. We do what we do. Guests tell us that we do a great job. So I'm quite calm with it.
Oh, my goodness.
But as the plates come out,
That looks amazing.
Sharon's not looking on the sunny side.
Oh, I haven't got a runny egg. It's a hard egg. Sunny side up, that's flipped over.
Sharon's eggs weren't right. It wasn't a major issue, but I'm sure she'd thrive in the fact that it was wrong, probably.
Is it possible to have an egg that's sunny side up and runny?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you.
The mushrooms are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
What can I say? Allergies, too much traffic on the road, wrong egg. I don't think I've ever had a guest that's had that many problems in a 24-hour period.
I personally would have just ate the egg.
Yeah, me too.
And the yolk really runs out when the second attempt also falls flat.
This is flipped over again. You flipped it.
The other side, yeah. Oh.
Sunny side up is up that way. It's not a big deal. No, it's not a big deal.
If you don't want it, I'll have it.
Well, the food itself was actually good, but in terms of service, it's not what I ordered, so it's just irritating.
I'd like to point out at this moment that until this, I didn't know what sunny side up was.
Did you not?
With breakfast done,
here we are again.
The guests get stuck into their anonymous feedback forms.
So how were your hosts at the Elvedon Inn?
Richard came across to me that he got centre stage and he's used to centre stage.
Yeah, he was the showman, really, wasn't he?
That's how I felt.
Can be overpowering. So on that basis, we're going to give Richard a 5.
Great hospitality.
I think a 9's fair for them.
I wasn't at all disappointed with how Richard was as a host. I'd say 10 out of 10. I think he's done a great job.
How clean was the Elvedon Inn?
It was clean, but bedsheet really upset us, really.
There's no really excuse for any stains on your bed sheets.
Gonna give an 8 for that.
Yeah, we'll give him an 8, which is very fair.
We've decided to give Richard and Kerry a 4. We do think that having pets in rooms, this should not be allowed at all.
How were the facilities at the Elvedon Inn? I just think the bathroom was a bit of a letdown, personally. Just not quite big enough and not well thought out.
I'm thinking about a 7.
Yeah, I agree.
We've given this a 5. We found the bathroom to be dangerous. The shower door, if you opened it, it would smash completely onto the basin.
How was the breakfast at the Elvedon Inn?
Breakfast was good, yeah. I'm happy with breakfast.
I think breakfast was excellent. My favourite breakfast so far. Loads of choice. Really enjoyed it. I think it's probably going to be a 9.
Yeah,
Don't you?
happy with that.
We're going to give a 5. We think the service was slow, and we think the order wasn't listened to or understood.
So would you stay here again?
Yes, I would stay here again.
I'm afraid it has to be a no, doesn't it?
I wouldn't stay here again.
I would definitely stay here. And I think I'd like to bring the dogs next time.
Yeah,
The B&B owners must now decide how much they think their stay was worth.
That's the last bit of money.
The payments will stay sealed until the end of the week.
Here we go.
But for now, Richard can see if he's done his lordship proud.
First form. How were your hosts at the Elvedon Inn? That's a 9. Great hospitality, would have been nice to see more of you. This is a massive business, so it's a lovely comment to make, thank you. I respect that. Fair enough. How clean was the Elvedon Inn? Got an 8. Stain on the bed sheet. Okay, disappointed about that. But it's an 8 and it's fair comment, thank you. Would you stay here again? Yes. You know what, that's a great start.
Mr. Richard.
How are you?
Thanks a lot, man.
Next form. How were your hosts at the Elvedon Inn? We're starting off with a 10. A warm welcome from everyone, and this filtered down from Richard and Kerry. You know what, how cool is that? Facilities at the Elvedon Inn? A 7. Let down by a small ensuite shower. All right, it's an interesting point. How was breakfast? It's a 9. Excellent breakfast, lots of choice. Would you stay here again? It's another big yes. Fantastic comments from, I suspect, Faz and Wack and Chris and Russ, which means, I'm guessing, if it's going to go wrong, it's about to. Oh, there's a surprise. How were your hosts at the Elvedon Inn? It's a 5. Showman? Yeah, I'm a showman. That's my background. I'm a hospitality professional. You perform in hospitality. How clean was the Elvedon Inn? 4. 4? Pets should not be in the room due to allergies for people and hygiene. We are a family-friendly place. We have pets in our rooms. We never have issues with allergies. How were the facilities? 5. Shower door very dangerous. To be fair, most normal people wouldn't have a problem. How was breakfast? It's a 5. Order wasn't listened to or understood and twice came back wrong. If it didn't come out to the lady's liking, that's absolutely not a problem. And it was instantly added to and it was instantly changed.
Bye-bye.
Have a safe journey home.
Thanks very much.
Would you stay here again? No is circled. Sharon has allowed her clearly personal dislike of me to colour her whole view of the inn. Tomorrow is discussion time. Sharon's going to have to justify her comments. I'm going to have to justify mine. I have no problem with that at all.
Next time on 4 in a Bed, Emotions run high.
It's not honest, it's disrespectful.
And scores are settled.
You have taken this very badly.
Be quiet and calm down.
As the payments and the winner are revealed.
It was just ridiculous. It was made up tosh.